getting high praise for drastically improving test scores.
When I hear those stories, it makes me angry.
Why?
Because I know they're not true.
But who was actually taking the test?
To me, it's bogus.
Hear the explosive allegations from these guidance counselors.
Essentially, he's rigging the game.
News Channel 5 investigates tomorrow at 6.
Officials say it broke apart in the sky, not on the ground. We're in Cairo with new details on the Russian air disaster. Sign-up time for Obamacare with rising premiums and penalties. The vote to legalize marijuana in Ohio and give a small group of investors a pot monopoly.
If there's one lawyer alive in the state of Ohio, there's going to be a lawsuit.
Why some analysts predict ho-hum sales this holiday shopping season. And it's not just one whale's tangled tail, it's a frequent problem on California's coast.
This is the CBS Evening News.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Glor. They were mostly young families on vacation. Today, Russia held a day of mourning for the 224 people who died when a plane apparently broke up in midair over Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. These are satellite images of that region. Investigators are gathering wreckage in a place where militants loyal to ISIS operate. So far, there is no evidence anyone took the plane down. But Air France, Lufthansa, Emirates, and Qatar Airways are among the growing number of carriers now avoiding that airspace. More now from Alan Pizzi in Cairo.
The search area for victims of the air crash has been widened, and with it, the mystery of what actually caused it. Russian aviation officials say the debris is spread over nearly 8 square miles. Egyptian officials said the body of a child had been found nearly 5 miles from the main wreckage. There is every indication that the destruction occurred in the air, Russian Federal Aviation head Alexander Neradko said, at a high altitude. More than 100 Russian emergency workers have been sent to the Sinai to help in the search for victims and to examine debris. The detailed investigation will involve French, Russian, Egyptian, and other officials according to strict international rules. One theory is that the plane may have suffered structural failure. Under a previous ownership, the Airbus hit the runway at Cairo tail first in 2001 and could have reached a critical point of weakness even though it underwent many inspections. The extent of the debris field has also focused more attention on a claim of responsibility by an IS affiliate. The group is known to have surface-to-air missiles, but their effective range is only about 10,000 feet. For some months, a number of airlines have ordered their pilots not to fly below about 25,000 feet over the Sinai, and the Russian plane was even higher when contact with it was lost. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi said today that the investigation into the crash could take months. This evening, bodies began being moved from the morgue for transportation back to St. Petersburg. Russian officials say they hope to have all the bodies recovered and repatriated within the next few days. And they've ordered the company that owned the airliner to ground all the A321 Airbuses in its fleet and check them. Jeff?
Alan Pizzi, thank you. We're going to bring in Michael Morell now, former number 2 at the CIA and our CBS News senior security contributor. So, Michael, they're looking at similar planes for potential mechanical issues, but the ISIS affiliate in the Sinai has claimed responsibility, as you know. What do you make of that?
So it's hard to say what the claim of credibility means at this point. This ISIS affiliate, Jeff, has not made a lot of claims, so it's hard to judge whether they've got a track record of making claims that turn out to be right or a track record of making claims that turn out to be wrong. So I just don't put a lot of stock in the claim of credibility at this point.
But is it at all realistic to believe that a surface-to-air missile could hit a plane at that altitude?
So, Jeff, I don't think so. The type of air defense systems that can reach 30,000 feet are either fixed or they're mobile on trucks. It's my understanding that this particular ISIS group does not have that kind of capability. They have some surface-to-air missiles, some man pads that are portable, but those kind of systems simply can't reach that altitude.
A number of airlines, though, are saying they're not going to fly over this area. What are we to make of that decision?
So, Jeff, I think it's just prudence, right? We don't know what happened here, and as long as we don't know what happened, it's probably prudent to avoid the area.
Michael Morell, thank you very much. Sign-up season started today for health insurance under the Affordable Care Act Year 3. Premiums are going up an average of 7.5%, but they could be much higher depending on where you live. Here's Jerika Duncan.
Self-employed accountant Fred Immel of Oklahoma buys insurance for his family through the health insurance marketplace. He just learned his premiums are going up from $1,100 per month to $1,700. That means Immel could pay $20,000 next year for health insurance, a single-year increase of 66%.
The first job when I got out of school was $16,500, folks. You know, that's a lot of money.
The Affordable Care Act requires every state to set up a marketplace for the uninsured or allow the federal government to do so. But when insurance providers back out of that marketplace, as some did in Immel's state, consumers pay more. Premiums vary widely and are actually decreasing in a few places. Indiana down 12.6% and Mississippi down 8%. But in most states, premiums are rising, up 31.5% in Alaska and up nearly 36% in Oklahoma.
And that could be because of market consolidation. It could be that providers are asking for more money with the insurance companies, or it could be because drug prices are increasing.
Elizabeth Benjamin helps people get health care coverage.
Insurance increases that are over 10%, the government will come in and review it.
According to the Department of Health and Human Services, with tax credits, more than 7 in 10 current enrollees could find plans for $75 a month or less. But Fred Immel doesn't qualify for tax credits, forcing him to shop around.
Subsidies will go up, but so will penalties, which will be more than double per adult to $695 or 2.5% of taxable income, whichever is higher. And fines for families will now be almost $2,100 if you don't have insurance. Jeff?
Sharika, thank you very much. A Georgia man says he's on death row because he's black, and the jury that sentenced him is white. Tomorrow, the Supreme Court will hear his case. And as Weijia Jiang reports, the outcome could change the way juries nationwide are selected.
Timothy Tyrone Foster does not deny killing a 79-year-old woman during a burglary in her northern Georgia home. But Foster says he didn't get a fair trial because the prosecutor removed all the black candidates from the jury. The trial came just a year after the Supreme Court ruled jurors could not be excused because of their race, but lawyers could still dismiss them for cause.
What we've seen since the case was decided is that prosecutors continue to strike African Americans or Hispanics from the juries and then just make up reasons for striking them as long as they're not race reasons.
Stephen Bright, a veteran death penalty attorney, is representing Foster. He went through the prosecution team's notes and says he found blatant discrimination.
What we really found was an arsenal of smoking guns.
The name of each potential black juror was highlighted. The word black was circled next to the race question on questionnaires. And in this list of possible jurors titled Definite No's, the top 5 people are black. During closing arguments, the prosecutor urged the all-white jury to sentence Foster to death, in part to deter other people out there in the projects from doing the same again. Tomorrow, Bright will argue the Supreme Court should grant Foster a new trial and force trial judges to hold juror challenges to a higher standard.
They have to scrutinize the reasons that prosecutors give, and that they can't just take them at face value. Because if that's going to happen, then this is going to continue from now on.
Georgia courts have repeatedly rejected claims of discrimination. Jeff, prosecutors even argue they actually wanted a black juror to avoid accusations that the jury was biased.
All right, Weijia, thank you. It appears the wreckage of a doomed cargo ship has finally been found. Searchers aboard a Navy vessel believe they found the El Faro under 15,000 feet of water east of the Bahamas. The El Faro went down October 1st in heavy seas caused by Hurricane Joaquin. 33 people were on board. No one survived. This Tuesday, voters in Ohio will decide whether to legalize marijuana. At issue is a proposed amendment that would give a small group of investors a pot monopoly. Here's Barry Peterson.
It's time for marijuana reform, so law enforcement can spend their time cracking down on real criminals.
The ads are coming fast and furious for a constitutional amendment legalizing pot for recreational and medical use. A campaign using a battle-tested plan run by political operative Ian James.
They're getting ready for the iPad canvases.
But unlike other states, here, 10 groups of already hand-picked investors will get exclusive rights to grow Ohio's pot. and they are paying to play, bankrolling almost all of the $24 million campaign.
I mean, these aren't people that we think of as stoners or hippies. I mean, we're talking about prominent, recognizable, well-known business people who are supporting this.
Right, we're talking about taking this from a tie-dye to a suit and tie approach.
This is not the right way to do it.
But former Governor Bob Taft says this kind of business is bad business.
There may be some money coming if this issue passes to our local governments, but think about the public health costs in terms of our children, our youth.
Every state makes its own rules for growing legal marijuana. The group of 10 investors here say they will compete against each other and argue that their plan streamlines getting pot into shops and money into tax coffers. Investor Jennifer During runs a liquor distribution company.
It tells the rest of the nation that Ohio is progressive and people are progressive thinkers, and that if it can happen in Ohio, it can happen anywhere.
No on issue 3.
But opponents got their own amendment on the ballot to ban monopolies, and both the anti and the pro amendments are polling well.
If both of these pass, in your understanding, what's next?
If there's one lawyer alive in the state of Ohio, there's going to be a lawsuit.
If so, courts may ultimately decide if marijuana in Ohio stays on the black market or becomes the state's newest big business. Barry Peterson, CBS News, Columbus.
Now to Illinois, where lawmakers have proposed a new approach to preventing domestic violence. They're looking to the beauty profession to help spot ugly situations at home. Jamie Yukas shows us why some believe training salon workers could help save lives.
Women go to the salon for a new look, but can end up spilling secrets about struggles at home.
Yeah, right here.
New York stylist Carrie Towers has heard it all.
It can be very intimate. Once you get to know someone and they keep coming back to you, they trust you. Are you good? Okay.
It's that kind of openness that has Illinois lawmakers looking to require a mandatory hour of training for nail technicians and hairdressers to spot signs of abuse when renewing their license every 2 years. This would be the first law of its kind in the country.
Training specifically for domestic violence might actually be very helpful.
Absolutely. I do not know when to spot it, so training would be a great thing.
National programs like the Professional Beauty Association's Cut It Out train stylists to recognize abuse and refer victims to helpful resources. Results can be hard to track. Safe Horizon is the largest victim services agency in the nation. CEO Ariel Zwang says abused women are often isolated from friends and family, so they're more likely to open up to a cosmetologist.
There's something about that salon technician or hairstylist that makes them feel free to talk but not be judged.
Nationwide, more than 20,000 phone calls are placed to domestic violence hotlines, but the Department of Justice estimates 50% of cases go unreported.
With 1 in 4 American women experiencing domestic violence, there are going to be women in every salon every day who could benefit from a referral to a domestic violence service provider.
If the law passes in Illinois, salon employees wouldn't be blamed for failing to intervene in a domestic violence situation. Jeff, Safe Horizon points out there are resources for victims in every state and online.
Jamie, thank you very much. Late today, we learned actor and politician Fred Thompson has died. Throughout his career, Thompson switched between playing Washington insiders in films like The Hunt for Red October and being one. He served 2 terms as a U.S. Senator from Tennessee. He ran for president in 2008. In recent years, he played the DA on Law & Order. A family statement says he died in Nashville of lymphoma. Fred Thompson was 73 years old. Up next, an update on a tangled whale and why it's happening so often, and the fallout from this weekend's wildest play when the CBS Evening News continues.
Did you know that good nutrition is critical for brain health?
Brain food.
Ensure has B vitamins that help support brain health. Now that's smart nutrition.
Ensure's Complete Balanced Nutrition has 26 vitamins and minerals and 9 grams of protein. Ensure, take life in.
Bring us your aching and sleep deprived. Bring us those who want to feel well rested. Aleve PM, the only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour pain-relieving strength of Aleve. Be a morning person again with Aleve PM.
Want bladder leak underwear that moves like you do? Try Always Discreet underwear and move, groove, wiggle, giggle, swerve, curve, lift, Shift, ride, glide, hit your stride. Only Always Discreet underwear has soft dual leak guard barriers to help stop leaks where they happen most. And a discreet fit that hugs your curves. You barely feel it. Always Discreet underwear. So bladder leaks can feel like no big deal. Because, hey, pee happens. Get your free pair and valuable coupons at alwaysdiscreet.com.
I built my business with passion, but I keep it growing by making every dollar count. That's why I have the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy for my studio. And that unlimited 2% cash back from Spark means thousands of dollars each year going back into my business. And that's huge for my bottom line. What's in your wallet?
When pain goes deep, I use Salon Pass Deep Relieving Gel. This powerful gel rushes 3 pain fighters deep into my muscles. It's fast melting, quick absorbing, penetrating deep relief.
Salon Pause, powerful relief when and where you need it.
If you're taking multiple medications, does your mouth often feel dry? A dry mouth can be a side effect of many medications, but it can also lead to tooth decay and bad breath. That's why there's Biotene. Available as an oral rinse, toothpaste, spray, or gel, Biotene can provide soothing relief, and it helps keep your mouth healthy, too. Remember, while your medication is doing you good, a dry mouth isn't. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
Hi. Hey, you look good.
Thank you. I feel good. It all starts with eating right. That's why I eat Amazing Prunes now. They're delicious and help keep my body in balance.
I love these. Sunsweet Amazing Prunes, the feel-good fruit.
If you have high blood pressure like I do, many cold medicines may raise your blood pressure. That's why there's Coricidin HBP. It relieves cold symptoms without raising blood pressure. So look for powerful cold medicine with the heart. Coricidin HBP.
What makes Thermacare different? 2 words. It heals. How? With heat. Unlike creams and rubs that mask the pain, Thermacare has patented heat cells that penetrate deep to increase circulation and accelerate healing. Let's review. Heat plus relief plus healing equals Thermacare. The proof that it heals is you.
This weekend, rescue crews off Southern California managed to partially free a humpback whale tangled up in a fishing line. As Maria Villarreal reports, it's a recurring problem with whales swimming closer and closer to shore.
By the time rescuers reached this humpback whale, more than 40 feet long and weighing 40,000 pounds, it was dragging 2 long lines of rope stuck in its mouth and trailing past its tail.
It is a very, very risky and somewhat dangerous procedure.
SeaWorld curator Keith Yip is part of the rescue crew which first tried to free the whale on Friday, but it swam more than 80 miles before crews spotted it again near San Diego.
This animal had this in tow, even after the team up north cut 100 feet of line off.
Russell Moore operates whale watching tours and also assisted in the rescue.
Similar to the way a fisherman would pull in a big fish, they pulled in a humpback whale. This whale, I believe, in the end, knew we were there to help, and it allowed us to cut the gear free.
Rescuers also freed another whale last week, but 2 other recent attempts failed. Since January, there have been at least 50 whales caught up in fishing lines off the California coast. The food they prey on is drawn to these waters because of warmer ocean temperatures. And when the whales get here,
there's all sorts of different entanglement, some with long lines, you got hooks all over, and it's just really kind of a dangerous situation.
One scientist tells CBS News the outlook for this humpback whale is guarded. Part of the line may still be trapped in its mouth, but at least, he says, the whale now has a much better chance of survival. Mireya Villarreal, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Up next here, retailers are ready to sell this holiday season, but are people ready to buy?
Look at you, saving money on your Medicare Part D prescriptions. At Walgreens, we call that Carpe Med Diem. That's almost Latin for seize the day to get more out of life and Medicare Part D. From $1 copays on select plans to now reward points on all prescriptions, Walgreens has you covered. So drop by and seize the savings. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
You tuck here, you tuck there. If you're a toe tucker because of toenail fungus, ask your doctor now about prescription Keratin. Use daily Keratin drops may kill the fungus at the site of infection and get to the root of your toe tucking. Keratin may cause irritation at the treated site. Most common side effects include skin peeling, ingrown toenail, redness, itching, and swelling. Tell your doctor if you have any side effect that bothers you or does not go away. Stop toe tucking and get the drop on toenail fungus. Ask your doctor today about Keratin.
So, Jill, I know the markets have taken a hit lately. Just wanted to touch base.
We came to manage over $800 billion in assets through FaceTime when you really need it. It's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
When a moment turns romantic, why pause to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and the free 30-tablet trial.
Congratulations, you're down with Crestor.
Yes!
When diet and exercise aren't enough, adding Crestor lowers bad cholesterol up to 55%. Crestor is not for people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Call your doctor if you have muscle pain or weakness, feel unusually tired, have loss of appetite, upper belly pain, dark urine, or yellowing of skin or eyes. These could be signs of serious side effects.
I'm down with Crestor.
Make your move. Ask your doctor about Crestor.
You're the girl next door, and you were addicted to heroin.
Anybody can be a junkie.
It's the biggest drug epidemic in the country today, and it's flooded the suburbs. 60 Minutes, tonight.
CBS News, honored with 9 2015 Emmy Awards, more than any other news network. CBS News, original reporting.
It is November 1st, the start of the holiday shopping season. The National Retail Federation predicts shoppers will spend 3.7% more than last year, but some analysts are not so sure. Here to explain, CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Jill, first of all, let's start with this. Where is the consumer right now?
We're almost 7 years from the official end of the recession. People are not feeling confident. We've got a recent CBS News poll showing 60% of Americans who think the condition of the national economy is bad, and just 38% think it's good. Because of that lack of confidence, there are many analysts who are predicting this could be a flat season from last year, maybe up just a little bit.
Which is interesting because millions of new jobs created over the past year, right? The unemployment rate is at 5.1%. Gas prices 80 cents cheaper than they were last year. People should have more money to spend, right?
Yes, and economists really thought that extra money would be spent freely throughout lots of different sectors. That has not happened. What has occurred is that Americans are saving. In fact, as of a report this past week, we know the savings rate is now 4.8%. That's a pretty healthy rate. And yes, although the labor landscape has improved, we are still only 2.2% higher with wages. And I think that is really sticking into the American mindset.
Have retailers given us some indication of where they're at or what they're expecting?
Well, we know based on how many employees they plan to hire. And again, mixed news. So Amazon up 25% over last year, 100,000 temp workers for the holidays. Walmart flat at 60,000. Toys R Us down by 11% at 40,000. I can't say it's going to be a lump of coal. Probably not going to be a big diamond either. Somewhere in between.
All right, Jill, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Still ahead here, a visit with the kid billed as hockey's next big thing.
Dave, I'm sorry to interrupt. I gotta take a sick day tomorrow.
Dads don't take sick days. Dads take NyQuil Severe, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Looks like some folks have had it with their airline credit card miles. Sometimes those seats cost a ridiculous number of miles. Or there's a fee to use them. I know, it's so frustrating. They'd be a lot happier with the Capital One Venture card, and you would too. Why? It's so easy with Venture. You earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. Just book any flight you want, then use your miles to cover the cost. Now that's more like it. What's in your wallet?
Get fast-acting, long-lasting relief from heartburn with doctor-recommended Gaviscon. It neutralizes stomach acid and is the only product that forms a protective barrier that helps keep stomach acid in the stomach where it belongs. For fast-acting, long-lasting relief, try Gaviscon.
That's life. That's what people say. You're riding high in April and shot down in May. I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June.
That's life. You diet, you exercise. And if you still need help lowering your blood sugar, this is Jardiance. Along with diet and exercise, Jardiance works around the clock to lower blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes. It works by helping your body to get rid of some of the sugar it doesn't need through urination. This can help you lower blood sugar and A1C. And although it's not for weight loss or lowering systolic blood pressure, Jardiance could help with both. Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration. This may cause you to feel dizzy, faint, or lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Other side effects are genital yeast infections, urinary tract infections, changes in urination, kidney problems, and increased bad cholesterol. Do not take Jardiance if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of an allergic reaction. Symptoms may include rash, swelling, and difficulty breathing or swallowing. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you have any medical conditions. So talk to your doctor, and for details, visit Jardiance.com.
It was one of the wildest plays in football history, and today officials said also one of the worst series of calls. Miami-Duke, final seconds of the game, Miami scored a game-winning touchdown after 8 lateral passes. Today, the league conducted a review and suspended the entire officiating crew 2 games for blowing multiple calls on the play. Cold comfort for Duke fans, though. The score still stands. Hurricanes win in the end. Finally, tonight, he is being called everything from the next big thing to hockey's LeBron James. He is Connor McDavid, a generational talent who just began his first season on the ice playing for the Edmonton Oilers, once home to Wayne Gretzky. For this week's new edition of 60 Minutes Sports, we got an inside look at the making of a mega prospect.
We have heard this story before. The precocious child who exhibits an almost spooky talent at a very, very young age. His parents, Brian and Kelly, say they neither pushed nor discouraged his obsession with hockey.
My perspective was, we owed it to him to give him every opportunity to be successful. And if success didn't follow, we would deal with that as a family, because first and foremost, we're still a family. It was pretty clear to me from a very young age that he was a talented hockey player, and he had a gift that others didn't have.
Like only 2 players before him, McDavid signed a special exception that allowed him to play in the Ontario League for the Erie Otters at the age of 15, against kids 3 and 4 years older. But that involved leaving home. As a child, he had warned his mother that day would come.
We were standing right at the kitchen table, and he said to me, "I'll be leaving home when I'm 15." And I said, "Oh my gosh," I said, "you don't want to leave your mom." And he looked right at me and he said, "Are you going to stop me?" And I thought, well, sure, I can if I want to.
The shy kid who doesn't want to talk much knows when to talk.
Yeah, and he was very insightful.
He was probably 7.
He was 7?
Yeah, it was very young.
It's never easy to leave home, at any time. And obviously for a mom or dad, I think when you're 15 and you're leaving home, I think it makes it that much harder. But it was something that I just needed to do and needed to keep moving on in my hockey career.
And McDavid is off to an extraordinary start, 12 points in 12 games in his first season. You can see the full report and the rest of 60 Minutes Sports Tuesday night on Showtime. That is the CBS Evening News tonight. Later on CBS here, 60 Minutes. And first thing tomorrow, CBS This Morning. I'm Jeff Glor in New York. Good night.
Did Metro schools improve test scores by cheating? News Channel 5 investigates tomorrow at 6.
Straight ahead on News Channel 5, a visit from a presidential hopeful had thousands flocking to a mid-state church. And we have breaking news tonight, the death of a well-loved U.S. Senator from Tennessee.
And across Middle Tennessee, we've continued to see some rain in southern areas. Others, though, have been completely dry today. I'll talk about our chances for rain as we start this work week. The news is now.
Now with breaking news. This is News Channel 5 at 5:30.
We begin with breaking news. Former U.S. Senator Fred Thompson has passed away after a recurrence of lymphoma. The news came down less than an hour ago. Thompson was born in Alabama, but grew up across the state line in Lawrenceburg. He graduated from Vanderbilt University before joining the political scene. He also had a successful career on the screen, starring in several movies and on the